today. Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, this one is something very special, and it is something that has been a Monster Hunter dream of mine forever! Well, not forever, since Iceborne. You see, in Iceborne, I continued my patented series of Immortal builds after I did the first one in World, and it, like, blew the hell up, and it's awesome that that happened, and I'm so happy that you guys like them as a concept. You can't kill me, monster! I can just mash attacks and you do nothing. It really is quite a fun, different way to experience this game, but there has been one kinda holy grail for me that goes along the lines of this. If you can go AFK and never die, wouldn't it be sure cool if the monster somehow died so you can complete hunts without actually having to do anything? And I sort of achieved this with a heavy bowgun autoguard immortal Pokemon Palico hybrid. There was a lot going on, but you just kind of sat there auto-blocking while your single Palico in Iceborne killed the monster. It kinda worked, the caveat being Palicos weren't actually allowed to deal the killing blow, so you had to come back and fire a single shot, and also Palicos had some really bad AI in that they just would stop attacking the monster if you were not attacking it yourself for long enough, so you had to fire the occasional shots, and yeah, it was a little bit awkward. Well, no more! Because Title Update 5 in Sunbreak has made dreams come true, baby! I am going to play the Lance! No, seriously, I have played so little Lance in this game that crafting the Lances for this build actually unlocked a switch skill at Master Ratushi, so you think about that. So you might have a pretty good idea where we're going with this. Of course, we are going to abuse the power of the Guardbash decoration and combine it with the power of Heaven Sent for infinite stamina, so you can just sit there blocking eternally and the monster will beat on you. You will do damage in reply as you block, and hey presto! Well, kinda hey press no, because as I showed in my Immortal build for Title Update 5, you will come nowhere close to actually killing a monster doing that. You will survive the entire hunt, do a bit of damage, but you just won't kill it, so there needs to be a lot more going on here. So first, let's actually look how Guardbash do. It scales off your raw damage, and of course does the little stunny pop of damage around you when you block an attack. Now, that scaling off the raw is important because it means we can pump the damage of this quite significantly. It's also affected by sharpness. So because raw, as we've just seen, does affect Guardbash, we obviously just need to use the highest raw lance, which is Diablos with full attack augments. This ends up at quite a meaty amount of pow, and it's nice to have a reason to use a Diablos weapon, which kind of just hasn't happened essentially the entirety of Rise and Sunbreak, at least for the weapons that I've cared about. So you can already kind of see this. We have all of the guard skills, we have Heaven Sent, we pump our raw, and we just sit there and kill the monster? Well, still no, you still need a lot more damage, you still need some help. Now, fortunately, in Sunbreak, at this stage of Sunbreak, help is something that we have an abundance of. Starting, of course, with our Palicos. Now, why Palicos and not Palamutes? Well, we'll get to that, but first you want to set up your two Palicos. You want a fighter with these abilities and these passives, and you want a bombardier with these abilities and these passives. You want one of each as they complement each other to reach higher damage levels than just doubling up. The fighter buffs everyone and the bombardier does a lot of pure damage. It's a really good mix. I've spent a lot of time testing this. You want to give the bombardier the highest raw weapon with the element that the monster you're hunting is weakest to. With the fighter, you want to give it the highest element weapon with the element that the monster you're hunting is weak to. And here comes the beauty of Guardbash and why this has unlocked doors. You see, the AI, again for buddies in Rise and Sunbreak, is a little bit on the one brain cell at most side, because if you sit there running around a monster, weapon drawn, no matter what you do, if you don't literally keep stabbing the beastie every minute or so, your buddies just will not attack it. And it's really annoying. So it means AFK kill strats just don't work because they just sit there and watch you get beaten up for 50 minutes not dying and nothing happens. But now, thanks to Guardbash, we can sit there just holding block and otherwise doing literally nothing while also triggering the Palico response of, wait a minute, the master's actually being beaten up by that monster. We should probably actually help, you know? Why did I go like, was that Mickey Mouse? That felt like that was Mickey Mouse. And that is a real kind of, yes, finally, oh my god, I can, moment for me when I realized that was a thing. So, we have our setup, we have our strategy, we have our buddies. Well, actually, no, we don't have all of our buddies because we can have even more buddies in Sunbreak, i.e. dragging along 2 pet NPCs to help do the kill on the monster. So, what you want to be bringing along then for this is Luchiko with the bow and Jay with the charge blade. This is the highest DPS combination of followers for killing monsters maximally. Believe me, again, a lot of testing went into this.
Great job, Luchika!
Jay, lower your voice. You're hurting my ears.
So, now you have your 4 companions, 2 Palico cats. Oh, point of order, the reason we're using Palicos and not Palamutes, despite Palamutes doing more damage, is that Palamutes sadly are still a little bit too dumb, and even with Guardbash, they still struggle to get the idea that they should attack the monster, as Palamutes are programmed to attack with you based on your attacks, which is cool, but that doesn't work too well with how Guardbash is, I guess, programmed. Alright, returning to the task at hand then, we have the simple strategy of thusly. We arrive on the hunt, we get ourselves a lovely buff up from Demon Drug and Armor Skin, because we have wide range. This will affect our, not 2, not 4, but 6, because our NPC hunters bring their own buddies, companions, and then we're off on the hunt. Get the monster's attention, find a nice corner, pop a Might Seed and an Armor Seed for that initial 3-minute burst. That's fine, you won't be doing it again though, and hold block. And that's it, that's the entire, that is it. I mean, I guess once per cooldown, you want to use the big Palico special move Explosion when the monster's on top of your face, and that helps, but you don't have to, it's just a little bit more you can do. When you're not being attacked, you kind of want to use the Lance's back hop to keep retreating into a corner of the zone or the map that you're on, so that when you do get hit, you stay kind of wedged, because if you end up in the middle, it's harder to keep facing the monster and blocking. Though that said, the block does give you a very generous radius of what will get blocked. You pretty much have to get hit from straight up directly behind you for it to not count as a block. But that really is it. If you want, of course, you know, poke with the lance and play normally when it's safe to, but that's really not the point here. So doing this, just holding block, letting my small army go to town, we kill Risen Shagaru Magala, the hardest Title Update 5 monster in Sunbreak, in 40 minutes! Yeah! Obviously, we're not going to set speedrun records with AFK hunting. However, is that not absolutely awesome that it is even possible to begin with to do this now? To literally just sit there blocking and through a combination of Guardbash and all of the companions just passively kill monsters. Risen Shagaru has something like 70,000 health, so this did 70,000 damage in 40 minutes to a monster. That is so much fun to me and I absolutely love it. Dango-wise, you do want to have Weakener, so there is less health to chew through. Booster helps in the first 10 minutes, as more attack does help your Guardbash. And then I like to get Defender, as occasionally you'll be up against a monster that has an attack that goes through all of the guard and guard up, like, I don't know, Risen Shagaru's big orbital frenzy laser, which annoyingly does go through it, so you have to take that consistently while doing this, and then get back up and start blocking again, and get back in the corner, but say Levi, because we can't be truly AFK, because we have to hold the block button, that's not exactly the worst thing in the world to do. We are forced to be here, and we can micromanage a little bit. So, now you know the strategy, now you know the why, the how this all comes together, what you need to do. You might be thinking, okay, can we have the armor and the skills, and what's actually going on here? I want to make it myself. Well, I got you, alright? I got you. So, we want the Flaming Espinas helmet, the Amatsu chest, gloves, and boots, and the waist is Risen Kushala. My talisman is 3 guard and 2 attack with 2 3 slots, pretty good for this, but definitely gettable with the Cyclus melding and targeting either guard or attack. Then we have decorations going in like thus, which will end up giving you your full skill roster. I've not actually done any curious crafting that helps this, so you can use all 5 curious crafts however you would like as a personal preference thing. And then this ends up with a skill list thusly. We have the full attack 7, which is obviously wonderful for boosting Guardbash. We have the Rite range to boost our followers. We have Guard 5, Guard up 3, and Embolden to have maximum guard ability, and the Heaven Sent to have the infinite stamina to do so. We have a very core 3 set of skills in Recovery Up, Recovery Speed, and Kushala Blessing 3, so you just passively heal from all the little bits of chip damage you will take while permanently blocking. This is what lets you just do it forever. Then we have some neat little usefuls in something like Diversion, which will make the monster attack you most of all, which will proc more guard bashes, so you'll get more damage out, and that really is kind of the long and short of it. It's just a very nice compact set that does what it does, and it does it very, very well. So, there you have it then, ladies and gentlemen. That is as AFK killing a monster as it's possible to get, and it does indeed kill, I mean, the highest up challenges that currently are available, outside of, you know, obviously Special Investigations at 300 with their like 150,000 health. Yeah, you might not want to sit in a corner blocking, but that's not really the point here. I'm not sitting here saying this is absolutely max deep speedrun overpowered. I am, however, saying that in its own way, this is seriously in contention for one of the best builds just ever, out of the sheer just fantasticness that is being able to reliably kill endgame update Elder Dragons while sitting in a corner blocking and doing nothing else. So, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more. Consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.